Good morning, my loves. Happy Thursday. Beautiful day here at the lake. The high today, 111. That's right, a balmy 111. Yay. Now, the good thing is in Arizona, we have maybe 3-4 months of really sucko weather. But the rest of the time, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So you just have to kind of make it through the yucky part. The rest of the country, they'll have 3 or 4 months of really cold, icy, nasty weather, and the rest of the time is tolerable. So it's okay. It's, give and take. Important topic. To me, it's an important topic. I have talked to a lot of families recently. School starting. Yeah. And the parents are thrilled. They are so ready. Now, I have to say, there are some mamas and dads that their kids are going into kindergarten, pre-K, first grade, and it's hard. And it's okay that it's hard. It's hard for your kid too, but don't make it harder for your child by getting all teary and emotional when you walk them to school and drop them off. This is their journey. They're growing up. Let them do this. Don't encourage them to be needy and babies. They can do this. Tell them you're proud of them and you can't wait for them to come home and tell you all about the day. Just be supportive, okay? Now, talked to a lot of kiddos lately. Some are really ready to go back to school and see their friends. Now they're upperclassmen. They're going into high school, junior high. Some starting college, which they're really pumped about this. They're not pumped about the athletics and the academics. They're pumped because I love college kids. Because of the sororities and the fraternities, they can't wait to experience the parties. Well, they'll learn that college is more about the party. That, hey, that's their journey. It's their life lessons to learn. They'll learn them the hard way. We all did. It's okay. For the parents whose kids are starting a new school, whether that's just they're going into junior high, they're going into high school, whatever, do me a favor. When you get your child's schedule, when it's emailed on the portal, of course, go with your child to school. Now, if they're in high school, you don't want to go with your child, drive them there, it'd be cool. But give them a chance to go walk the halls, find where their rooms are, find their locker, make sure they know how to use the combination. These are big things. And for a 7th grader or an 8th grader, depending on how your middle school works, this is a big thing. So, help them out. Do not say, go with your older brother or older sister, because the older brother and older sister will go off with their friends and leave the younger one there to figure it out on their own. Come on. Let's be supportive, help each other out here, okay? So take your kiddos to school, walk the hall with them, because especially in middle school, junior high, mom and dad needs to know where the classes are, because you're still going to have some student parent conferences sometimes. You're going to get that call. You need to know where you're going. So just show your kids their locker. Make sure they know where the bathrooms are, where the cafeteria is, the library, all of that stuff. Okay? And they know where their homeroom. Explain to your child what a homeroom is. I had to do that a lot lately. They had no idea. It's okay. One kid actually thought it was a room with a sofa and a TV and a refrigerator. No, baby. No, honey, that's not a homeroom. So talk to your kids, okay? Please. Let them be comfortable going into their new environment. Okay? If some schools will have, I cannot think of the word. Sorry. Where you get together, ahead of time. They'll have it, this week. So the kids can kind of meet, or next week for that matter, where the kids can kind of meet each other, meet the teacher, get to know one another. That's a good idea to go. You need to meet teachers. Absolutely, positively. Your kids need to meet them. They need to know who their classmates are going to be. I had a talk last evening with someone going into 7th grade. And they're a little worried. They're a little concerned. They have every right to be. When your child comes to you and says, I'm scared, I'm worried, whatever the emotion is, they have every right to feel whatever they're feeling, and so do you. So don't discount them. Don't say, oh, you're being a baby. Oh, please, get over it. Oh, you're fine. No, they're not. They're worried. They're upset. Acknowledge that. It's okay to be worried and scared, but we're going to work through this together. Okay? Together. That's important for them to know. But explain to them the important thing. And it's exciting, going into a new school, looking around the room and see who's looking at you, who's cute. We've all been there, done that. But explain to them, this isn't, grammar school anymore. This is the big time. You have to pay attention to the teacher. You have to take notes. Find a study partner that you can trade notes. Maybe they wrote something down that you missed and you wrote something down that they missed. But don't just give your notes to everybody that's going to steal your notes that doesn't even bother to pay attention. Be smart. Pay attention. Pay attention to the teacher. Pay attention to whatever you're reading. Take your notes. Do not pay attention to everybody else in the class giggling and pointing and passing notes and all that. Don't do that. Try to focus. Try and stay focused. Okay? The long discussion I had last night, I hope it helped. I think it did. I hope it did. If you have a kid in grammar school, grade school, please, even if it's just once a month, volunteer to be a room parent to help out so that the kids get to know you and you get to know the kids in your child's class. That's so important. Because if there's a birthday party, you're going to know who's going to be there, who your kid likes, who your kid doesn't like, how your kid interacts. Trust the teachers, okay? If the teacher sends a note through the portal to you and says, hey, we're having an issue with little Billy or little Tammy or whoever, take it to heart. Don't blow it off. Don't just say, hey, you better do better. No. Talk to the teacher. Have a conversation. Pick up the phone. Go to the school, meet with them, talk with them. The teacher is not out to get your child. The teachers do not hate your child. Your child should not hate the teacher. Kids will assimilate. They'll try to belong. So if everybody in the class hates the teacher, your kid's going to do it too. That's not fair. Don't go down that path, okay? Talk to the teacher. Find out what the problem is. Does your child need glasses? Do they have a hearing disorder? There's all kinds of things that could be a problem. Is your child getting enough rest? Are they eating before they go to school? All kinds of things you need to figure out. Talk to the teacher. Have a conversation with your child. Talk with your child. Not at your child, not to your child. With your child. Hey, I got a note. I heard there's a problem. What's going on? And don't be mean and aggressive about it. Sit them down over cookies. Go grab a pizza, whatever. Go to McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever. And sit down and say, hey, so I heard something's going on. What is it? Kids will open up and communicate more with food. Absolutely. If you're feeding them or if you're playing a game with them. That's known for years. Get your child to open up. Don't say, I need to know what the hell's going on. What are you doing? I don't want to be getting these notes all year. You better straighten your ass up. That's not going to get anybody anywhere. Your child is going to shut down and game over. Please talk with them, not at them, not to them. Lastly, here in Arizona, and I know in Kansas and California, several states, school is starting next week or the week after. The first week of August or the second week. Do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do your child a favor. Start now with a school schedule. They go to bed at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. When your child goes to bed, they turn their phone over to you. No phones in the bedroom. Yeah. Just because they say they're going to bed doesn't mean they're going to bed. In the old days, before cell phones, they would send you to your room to go to bed, and then you would grab a book and a flashlight or a pen light, or just leave the light on and you would read for hours on end. That's what I did. Don't. Just take I can't talk. Take your child's phone into your room, charge it, If you have reason to go through their text messages and photos, I'm sorry, I don't care if it's an invasion of privacy. We're talking about the safety and welfare of your child. I want to know if my kiddo is interacting with somebody 25, 30 years old, if my kid is sending inappropriate pictures. Be mad at me if you want, don't care. I'm a parent, I'm a grandparent. The safety of my family is what is most important. And that's stepping on their toes. Well, maybe I need to go through this, then we need to have a little chat. Because they may or may not know what they're doing is inappropriate. Somebody may have lied to them. Oh, imagine that. Somebody's saying they're the same age as they are, and come to find out, they're in their 20s and 30s. And your child is so flattered that an adult finds them attractive. Oh, please, that's disgusting. I mean, here I am. I will be 67 next week, yay. I still will not date anybody the age of my son. My son is 47. A lot of people my age date people in their 40s. Hey, I'm sorry, to me, not gonna happen. That's just no. Nope, too young, way too young. That's just me. But I'm very protective of kids. Please, be protective of your child. So, start the schedule a week ahead. They go to bed at a certain time. They wake up at a certain time. And I know they're used to sleeping till 10, 11 o'clock. Well, honey, guess what? School's starting, so this week you're getting up at 6. Yeah, and you're not going back to bed because we have things to do. There's all kinds of things a kid can do. Never let a child say, I'm bored. I told somebody the other day, they said, well, what did you do when you were bored? Oh, honey, back in my day, the last thing you wanted to do was tell your parents, I'm bored, there's nothing to do. Because, now this is in my life, and I lived in the Midwest. My mom would send me out in the backyard to pick dandelions. Yeah, by hand. I remember that way too well. I did that maybe once. The words I'm bored never came out of my mouth again, ever. So, they need to learn how to entertain themselves. Tell them, you're not 3, you can entertain yourself. But get the rules established, get in the flow before the first day of school, okay? You may think I'm being ridiculous. Trust me, I'm old, I know this shit.